What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Inside 11, and I'm bringing you some more goddamn insight that's gonna change the alchemy of your subconscious. You better believe it, real shit. And right now, man, I'm talking about goddamn trauma energy transfer because you see, just like how we have daycares, there's a such thing as abuse daycares, or however you want to refer to it. Now, obviously, it's not gonna be a sign out there saying trauma abuse daycares, come in, book your appointment. Now, what I mean by that is there are circumstances and situations that are outside of the view of society that maybe have to do with family or just environments that you are around. Wherever you are in as a sphere of influence, you could just be in a music concert in general, where where especially as a young child, you may experience this traumatic binding, this energy transfer that causes you to become a demon and causes you to become a monster yourself. Why? Because something was done to you in the past, and now you want to go do it to everybody else. Now, see, that's not okay. But see, there's people amongst us today that walk around and they don't want to do the shadow work and they don't want to deal with what happened with them in the past, how they've been hurt, how they have been stabbed, how they have been manipulated, how they have been conned and confused and just taken advantage of underneath the blanket of some type of morality or whatever excuse, whatever type of left brain justifications these individuals that are possessed via traumatic energy transfer they come up with to justify their demonic energy because they need some type of release. They need to push that influence on people outside of them and shit like that. So there's going to be a lot of people around you that are going to be trauma mind control, and it is like levels to this shit, or to the extreme levels where you could be like a real criminal, where you go kill people, where you go rape women, where you go do all types of crazy shit because something happened to you in the past, and now you do that, and now you want to go do that to everybody and their mama, and you think on top of that that that's normal. But I'm here to say that that's not normal, and we have many of these. I don't want to say mentally ill, because see, I'm a very empathetic person. Because even if I went to jail right now, I'll be able to understand these niggas behind jail bars. I would tell them, bro, somebody beat on you when you was a kid. Someone beat you up. Someone put their hands on you. That's the only way you'd want to put your hands on somebody else, because you will always want to do unto others as it was done unto you. And that's not good. That's not bad. See, if you come from a traumatic background, or you've experienced things growing up, whatever your background is, those experiences were meant to assist you in understanding a wider scope of the world, not for people to take those experiences in and hold them in and make their life about that shit. Because you're using your attributes and characteristics to maintain this manufacturing system of creating other demons, other monsters inside of people. This is like a very sick trait. And like I said, it happens in many degrees and shit. You could have been just bullied in high school, and now you want to go bully people. You need that release. Oh, you want other people to feel you. See, that's demonic, and people like justify that shit in their own head. So just like how we have goddamn daycares, is literally circumstances and situations where people get abused on purpose and get used and misused and just mistreated by like narcissistic people that cannot put themselves in their shoes. They need to, make you feel how they felt, and they smile about it, because that's the only time of the day where they actually get that release. Like, hmm, I finally got that release. Where it's like fucked up. You're supposed to let these experiences in one chakra and out of the goddamn other, the goddamn other. So it's very crazy to me that we have this going on in the world, because we gotta understand that this is like a shadow government thing that they do as well. Why? Because this is actually part of them maintaining the control system. You gotta understand, the shadow government, they're not beautiful people. They very ugly individuals. And they need to use the system of traumatic energy transfer to freaking maintain control over the world. So while you feel ugly, hateful, doubtful, like a monster about yourself, they get to be so-called pretty people. Their descendants, they get to rule over the world. And even them, they traumatize their descendants and shit like that, because they need to force them to see things how they saw them. Otherwise, the rulership won't continue and shit like that. That's why individuals like the Pilot Man one time said, like, we can have these children pay attention to us and our charismatic gifts and show them better ways on how to manage and run the world. This way, like, we can actually start to put our energy in the system and what you put in is what you get out. So the same thing with what they did, what they put in right now as a shadow government is what they're getting out. The world that you're looking at around you is a reflection of their world and shit like that. But see, shadow work be so difficult for the average person to do. They don't want to do that because people think the feeling that they carry, people think that that shit normal. People think that burning sensation, that river of fire, that Shuel that their observer as a spirit is swimming within as a spectrum of colors and energy. They think that shit's normal. Oh, and they want you to experience that shit too. Sometimes it could be even our parents. Our parents, see, don't blame your parents. Understand your parents did not know what they do. Forgive them. See, when you let go of these traumatic experiences, see, when you let go of this traumatic energy transfer, you shine and you light. You even give your parents a hope and new possibility. They're like, damn, I didn't know that that's possible. So you literally within the right brain static realm of creativity of subconscious infinity, where we can come out and build that expression objectively and shit like that. You literally you make them see a new possibility just by you taking care of business, just by you taking care of yourself. And there's no greater honor than taking care of yourself in the world of other people, in the world of other people that don't take care of themselves. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not really good to anyone else. Or it's like it's amazing the things that people do to each other just in the guise of, ooh, I want to feel good. Let me go step on someone else. Where a lot of people do this shit. A lot of people step on other people, step on people's toes. It's all types of stuff. It's all types of stuff, man. You could make a whole list about how people harm others in all types of mysterious ways and all types of hidden intentions behind closed doors and stuff like that that people don't really present forward and shit like that, because people really be stuck in some type of desire and stuff like that, and they need to get that desire met. But see, whenever you're the low octave spirit, you're not necessarily going to be able to understand what these people is doing, because you might be like me, you might be too nice, you might be an empath. Oh brother, I feel you. Praise Jesus. See, because I'm a Pisces moon, so it's like I understand how to swim in other people's chakras. I understand how to understand how someone else is feeling and stuff like that. But sometimes if you're like me, if you're like empathetic and stuff like that, you can be. You gotta have that whoop ass disposition. You gotta have that disposition that says, nigga, I will fuck you up type shit. Because you need it. Because you lack fucking whoop ass nigga shit. You have so much empathy, so much sympathy. Negro, you're gonna go out into the world of monsters and them niggers gonna rip you apart like fucking sharks. Because they is fucking sharks. See, the moment it's just like dogs. The same way you have a dog, especially if the dog don't know you, if you like show the spectrum of fear, worry, doubt, like you scared, you automatically gonna communicate to that dog that, and it's gonna chase you. You're gonna tell you afraid. The dog's gonna be like, target locked on, and it's gonna fucking attack you. It's gonna run after you, and you're gonna run away because the dog already can smell that pheromone of fear. So what you think other people is doing around you, man? Other people is smelling the fear that you're giving off. See, when people ask me fucking questions, no matter how non-benevolent they are, oh Negro, you black, you think you could do this? Shit, you of course I fucking can. Because at the end of the day, they really just want you to give them that reaction of fear, doubt, worry. Nah, it's not possible. But when you fucking stand your ground, them niggers back off. They're like, oh shit, this a high vibrational Negro right here. This is a high vibrational spirit, or this is a high vibrational Caucasian, whatever skin tone you identify yourself with. All spirits, observers inside our bodies, experiencing shit like that. So we all have unique challenges, man. We all have different experiences, but at the end of the day, we all deal with fear. We all deal with worry. We all deal with doubt, and we all deal with a lack of belief or a lack of faith in ourselves. So we do the things of the world, trusting that these things is going to keep us safe, but really you're operating from a disposition of fear, aka you maintaining some form of safety, security, and stability in the world, because so you think this fear in you is justified and it's actually keeping you safe and stuff like that. While there was this one Will Smith movie was talking about some shit. It was saying, anyway, the point is recognize that fear is there, but don't be afraid of it. Don't let that spectrum, don't let that energy in the air make you kind of run away from it and make you scared, docile to deal with it. Because you should be the first person to run to the fire. You should be grabbing that fucking fire extinguisher and you putting that motherfucking fire out. Because we not afraid of problems. We fucking solve problems. Why? Because we problem solvers. So we're not afraid of people that got traumas. We're not afraid of people that got issues in their fucking head. We don't got none ourselves, so we see fucking clearly. Real fucking shit. where you at some point you're gonna get a narcissist in your life, and they're gonna test you. They're gonna see, okay, can I take advantage of this person? Can I use this person? Can I con this person? And if you give them an opening based on, remember, whatever was done onto them, they will want to do onto you. So if you literally just open up, like, what if you give them wiggle room to do that, they will literally take advantage, because bro, they can't wait to get that itch scratched. They can't wait to get that energy out into the world. Put that shit on someone. Put their traumas, their baggage, they worry on someone. Why? Because they feel so heavy. So they need to get that expression out. Whether they need to slap somebody in the face, whether they need to knock somebody out, all types of shit. So aggression and transformation and passion is good when you're using it to transform yourself, and maybe when you're using it to transform things in the outer world, but not necessarily like force people to change and stuff. Like wherever people are, let them be there. But if people have an intent, aka they're, because most people is an upside down Baphomet star. Most people is not an upside down North Star, aka they spirit, which is on top of the North Star and shit like that. I wish I had one to show you. But just like the 5-pointed star, the spirit be on top, that's the North Star. So you're supposed to have control over your periodic table. You're supposed to have control over your elements. You're supposed to understand what type of influences you're receiving from these planetary bodies. You're supposed to be managing your space, managing your spirit, and shit like that. Because that's your first form of real estate. That's your first form of like space. So just like how you manage physical properties, that's the same way you have to manage your space. If you can't manage your space, you can't manage nothing outside of you. Not your wife, not your girl, not your kids, not your family, not your status, not your job, nothing. Because you can't even manage your own fucking energy. That's the fucking thing. So it really becomes an issue when we don't know how to manage our own space, and when we let other people who have that upside down Baphomet star, where their spirit is upside down now at the bottom, aka being in the sunken place, in the subconscious, unknowingly, not being able to go into the conscious world and externalize itself. You might be even a little bit introverted or some shit like that. You got to be able to bring yourself out of that. You can't. Some people is going to be controlled and manipulated by their own elements. They're not going to be able to consciously observe and move the metrics of their chemicals around so they can adjust and balance and not get polarized and do something that they might later regret based on just whatever has been done onto them. They will just naturally want to do that on you. So this is some real shit. There is literally, like, you know how this, like I said earlier, just how this daycares, nigga, there's literally abuse centers where it's like deep, man. Oh fuck me! Like, I didn't want to imagine it, because like you could only imagine what these shadow government people are doing to run the world, to maintain control of the world. They be creating monsters. They be creating demons. They don't want you to be beautiful. They don't want you to use your gifts. They don't want you to use your talent to transmute the world. But see, these motherfuckers, what they don't realize is, it's like, whether it's shadow government, whether it's people. See, if you can handle that trauma, if you can handle that problem, you're gonna be just as bright, because the darker the shadow, the brighter the fucking light. Because you have that much darkness that you're aware of. That means you can see in the fucking dark. That means you're not afraid of stepping in the forest, because you can see in the fucking dark. That means you see the battlefield clear. You know who your enemies is right away. You know who's your friends is battle way, and all that stuff. And it's like, man, it's like, I don't even know if this is like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. This world is crazy, bruh. You got literally abuse centers where people literally abuse people to create monsters and demons. And this shit was in a movie, bro. So they be telling you, I forgot what the name of the movie is. I saw it like 2 years ago, where like the lady at the end was like, yeah, we do this on purpose because we need to create monsters. Because whatever is done onto you, you're gonna want to do it onto someone else. Unless you start to take responsibility for that shit now, and you don't let that shit control your fucking life. This is a call to action to take care of your life and to manage your monad, and to stop being an energy mismanager, so you don't abuse someone else outside of you that really was not called for. And then you created another monster and another demon, and then the cycle continues. Real fucking shit.